to a new episode of Ethereal Valley um, 2.0 or 2. I call it EV2 just to be on the iconic side. So, we have I have some good content for you today. Actually, I'm finishing this side of the entrance area. And one thing about this building here, before I start that, this is when the new shrubbery update came out. So I am like itching this entire episode to use these bushes and planters, and I was trying to find multiple ways to come up with the uh, different values and other kind of stuff to use them. And I think that I use them pretty well, and pretty good. So I can't say that I am disappointed. I actually love the new addition to the new bushes and the new shrubbery and stuff like that. I think it adds a whole lot to the actual game. So I'd have nothing to say about those. But I do have something to say about what we're building today. So, I'm finishing the entrance area, the right side of the entrance area. But I also, I have no, like, when I was building this, I basically had no idea what I was doing. And it came out nice, but then again, like, I have to start planning the actual park, like, because I'm not planning the park because it's already been planned before, but I don't want it to be an exact replica of the first one. So I was kind of in that kind of like confusing mindset when I was building this. So I was like maybe, and it turned out okay. It's not like my actual like favorite building. It's actually one of my least favorite buildings. I think my favorite building here is, I think it's one of the buildings on the other side, if I was to say. And it's episode 3, so you will see those two, the other side, get built next episode and the episode after that, and then the entrance will be done. So I'm pretty sure we don't dive into the other side any at all, but I think we do dive into the new bushes and shrubbery, because of the fact that this new, dirt pile is here. I don't know if that was their last episode. Maybe it was, but nonetheless, we are here. We're back. I wanted this building to kind of be like an overpass to something, and I quickly changed my mind after I realized that that was actually not gonna work, simply because of the building that was gonna be in front of it. Like, that wasn't gonna work at all, and I mean at all. Like, that wasn't gonna work in a million years. So what I was gonna do is I was just gonna close it off and create like a little, like, underpass, kind of like you won't be able to go all the way through, but you'll be able just to go under it, and then the only other option you have was to come right back out. So that's an idea that I had, and I ended up actually like executing it, and I think that it was really nice. So one thing that I've noticed in this park is that it's actually like really hard to go back and forth and kind of recreate the old one, even though it's easier to do in this game now. But the way that things have changed in the game has made it difficult to go back to old methods, because those old methods worked with like the MB that you had. And now it's like you try to create it, and obviously the player has improved, and I'm not just saying myself included. Like, I'm talking about like anybody who has played since since the first Ethereal Valley was made, which was, I think, 4 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago now. And when that park was built, I mean, that was peak TPT, like peak. It was quite insane, and it was very fun though too. So one issue I was jumping to this real quick. One issue that I was having, I didn't want this to look like a barn. I don't know why, but I was like, this is looking like a barn, and I was being like so disappointed in myself because I was like, I do not want this to be a barn at all. So I was like, I have to try to make like fine details and try to get it to look really nice. And it still has that barn physique, but it's fantasy. And I added some shrubbery and stuff, and it looks better. But I mean, it it's okay. It's not my favorite, as I've said. It's not my favorite building. But I'm not rebuilding it. I'm not doing that. No. So we're all going to suffer, and we're all going to be happy, because I'm not rebuilding this at all. uh, no. So back to what I was saying before. So the with the shrubbery and stuff, and with it not looking like a barn in like the actual sense, like that little black thing, I actually put like an overhanged shrubbery kind of thing, and it looks pretty good. But I think that was shown at the end too. um I also added some lighting effects. I don't know what episode I showed that into. I should actually start looking at these episodes because I edit them in advance, and then I do a voiceover later. Sometimes I'm able to do it in the same day, but most of the times I'm not, because ugh, I'm busy all the time. It's quite insane, but it's also eventful, and I like it. Um, so again, back to another thing that I wanted to talk about. So with the front, as you can see, there's still barely any like mountains and foliage and stuff over there. I think I deep dive into that next episode, like final finalizing the entrance. I think it's me hearing my voice. I need to cut that down. So I wanted to get like more intricate details inside of the actual rocks and the foliage, and I didn't want to. My friend Michael, I don't know if I remember him from the Wizard Park series, but he had said that I should make the rocks lighter as I'm going up. That'll help a lot with like visuals and the actual depth of the actual rock, so it won't look as flat. So I did that to the rocks, and it worked. It looks really good. So I should say I would suggest his tips. I would very much suggest his tips. And I think I'm going back to the original, just colors. I think I was giving up. As you can see here, the new shrubbery I'm pulling out. I did not know when I was placing these that they had like little like sticks and vines and stuff under them, so I had to like copy it and like flip it over because it has like sticks and stuff at the bottom, and that looks really ugly, so I had to get it and flip it. I'm sorry, I was reacting to what I was doing. So with these new with the new shrubbery, like I don't know if I actually like, okay, let me tell you what I did. I basically remodeled the entire entrance with the new shrubbery when it came out. I redid the little square things. I left those trees there, but I also did some other stuff. Like I added some details with like little flower pots and flower beds and stuff like that. And I think it worked quite nice. I don't know why I did this. Yeah, I don't know why I was doing that when I could have just did that. But all in all, they look really good. And the little curved pieces too, they like make, yep, see how I'm using them now? Oh, look at that, perfect timing. They make great like circular barriers for them. I think it looks really good. Um, and I think that it actually like brings it all in together more. um I think it works a whole lot better than a lot of people were expecting it to, honestly. And honestly, I was one of those people who were having doubt about the new shrubbery too. I didn't know if it wasn't if it was gonna like mess up things, or like if it was gonna be cohesive with the other pieces of shrubbery inside of the game, and which technically it's not, because these are more 3D um, and more defined. But then again, with the way that you can put things together in the game, I mean, it can work. It can definitely work. So I'm saying the sky's the limit. The sky's definitely the limit. So I'm pausing. I've paused, like, this is my third time pausing in this episode. So I don't know what I was doing. I don't know why I didn't edit it out either. Because this episode is 31 minutes long. Speaking of 31 minutes long, the last episode was an hour long. It was 51 minutes long, but it was basically an hour. And let me tell you, the struggle of getting a straight hour of quietness was like insanely hard. I mean, insanely difficult. There were actually, like, I think 2 cuts inside of that video where where somebody like interrupted, or there was a noise where I had to like stop recording and then start again. Like, it wasn't like just one continuous hour of just me talking. It was actually like chopped up pieces and stuff like that. And I am still sitting here. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I'm moving now. Well, that was kind of like that broke immersion. But anyways, like I was saying, I was trying to find some things that could actually work with this, and I saw these and I was like, well, yes, and it was gonna work, but it had no root. I don't think that's called a root. It's called a tree bark. I don't know what it's called, and I'm not gonna banter myself. So yes, I feel I like the new ones, but I also like the old ones too. I don't know why. I like the old ones too. I never did hate them. So I would say that the old ones are just as good as the new ones. So I really do like the fact that uh like I know what the end of this looks like, and it's like, this is bare. Like, this entrance right now is so bare, it's insane. And when you see what everything looks like now, it's like, whoa. And like, I really spent my time. I really spent time to evaluate and reimagine things, and like do things again, make things over again, and take the time to ask questions and see what looks right, and taking my time. Also using colors. My friend had to help me fix a building. You'll see that in another one of these other episodes, but he had to fix a building because it looked like the colors that I chose were absolutely horrible. I don't know what I was thinking, but when he fixed it, it looked like 10 times better. And since then, I've been asking him for his professional opinion, since he's like professional and has his degree in everything. I cannot wait. He watches all these videos too, so I know he's listening to me right now. But we're also working on a project. We are. You will probably see it soon. And by soon, I mean probably like in 16 months. But you will see it eventually, because we won't like quit on it, because it's actually a really good project, and we actually have done some really good progress on it. So there's no way that we're gonna give up on it. So one thing that I wanted to stress is that you do not want to overpopulate your parks with shrubbery. Okay, so I know that's crazy to say or hear coming from me specifically, because I just abuse shrubbery. I don't know why, I just love trees and stuff like that, so I like literally abuse everything about them. So, but it's mostly the trees. Like, I abuse the trees. Bushes and stuff I could care less about, but having more open areas is actually really good for the human being, because you don't want them to feel enclosed. And I know these people aren't real, but when y'all look at it, you are real. So like you don't want to like feel like, I don't want you to feel like, oh, this is like claustrophobic. Like I don't want you to feel that, even if it is, even if it is you looking inside of a game. Like open air areas are really really good for the human body. It's also really good for traffic flow with parks and guests. But there are some pathways that may require you to be very small and tiny because of space. But there are ways to utilize those and have good traffic flow and good representation without messing stuff up. So, and that's like something that some people like really get messed up. And I know I can also get that messed up. I got that messed up actually in my SeaWorld park. I know a lot of you know that park and a lot of you love it. I love it too. Don't worry. Um, and I think it's one of my best parks. But I also think that there were some things that I could have done better. And I think that, it could have, definitely had some better sight lines and stuff like that. Like there was a lot of shrubbery in that park. I don't think y'all understand. Let me fix this mic. There was a lot of shrubbery in that park. It was quite insane, and I don't know what possessed me to make that much shrubbery in that park, but I did, and I just it's like insane. Like I can't believe I did that. um, so yeah, I think that what you should do when you get into park situations and stuff like that is it well, let me also say this, it also depends on the location of the park, okay? Because if you're doing a park based on a location of somewhere, then you should also do some research on what is that place's agriculture like. Like how dense is the shrubbery, how dense is the forest. And if you're somewhere like in the Amazon, then I shouldn't see anything in a 2-foot radius. Like there should be tree limbs slapping in my face every time I walk. But if you're somewhere like the plains or somewhere in like Michigan or something, then it should be very light, you know? I think Michigan has some mountains. I'm not sure, but I know it's not really terrain like up there. Um, I'm from the South. That's so insane to say, but I'm from the South, South USA. So, wait, yes, the southern states. So as you can see, we're working on the last building on this side. It's actually, I think this building came out really nice. Um, I'm laying out currently the building layout, and I don't think the building layout stayed like this. I think it actually changed a lot. It definitely changed a lot because this doesn't curve like that anymore, unless I'm wrong. Watch I be wrong on my own series. But from what I remember, this one is green too. It's like green and white. Uh, and I wanted, oh, yeah, see, I'm turning it, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I wanted this building to kind of be like another like tower, because I wanted most of these buildings to have towers, but the goal was to, well, one of the restrictions that I have is having the tower not be taller than the two main towers at the front, uh, or at the very, like the main entrance in the back. So that's something that I have to work around and abide by. Uh, so I also wanted to make a balcony with this one. So as you can see, here I am making a balcony, but I wanted the balcony to stretch like all the way around the building, all the way around the building. Um, don't know exactly what colors I used. I remember me saying green and white, but I think I used some other colors too. Um, it's also one thing I also wanted to tell y'all and kind of ask too. is that it's okay to use pieces that you've already built around your park for other things. Like as you can see, I've used this same fence for like I think 3 buildings now, and it looks perfect. Like it's such a good fence. I can't stress it enough. It's actually a really good fence, and I really, really do like it. So that's why I really don't. I'm not stressing myself over it because I was like, I mean, like, what else? Like, what else? Like, seriously, what else? Like, let's be for real. Like, what else? So I was, and well, obviously I could have built a custom one, like a custom fence, but I really wanted it to not be that at all, and I mean at all. I wanted it to kind of be like this was used here, but this was also used here, but they're 2 different buildings, and you can tell, but they have similarities, and not just in the style of it. It's also in the way that it was built. So I think I used the shingles in this building. I hope I think I did, but I know the tower was a box tower. It was a box tower. The other ones are like spirally and stuff like that. Well, actually, the main ones are box ones too. So you kind of see where that you kind of like just pre-imagine what that's gonna kind of look like. Um, I wanted this one to look really, 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 really like not medieval kind of, but a little less like whimsical. Um, and by less, I mean like slightly less. Barely any difference between whimsical and medieval, because I wanted things to kind of flow together, even if it is like different themes inside of a park. Because this park does not have just like this one whimsical theme. Like there's like a forbidden castle, like an abandoned castle, like right behind this building, like these 2 buildings that you're looking at. There's like a castle like behind there with a multi-launch, and then there's like also the the big water ride that was in the original. Like all of these are from the original one. Like they never went away. And like I'm not making like new rides to replace those rides, but there are gonna be some new rides that are gonna be added to the park because number one, we have more space, and number two, I know how to space utilize. Like I'm better at space utilizing now, so I definitely don't need to like have a like restriction, even though it is a kind of like a recreation of one of my old parks. Uh, but it's more like it's a reimagined, and so I'm reimagining it with more rides and attractions and stuff. I don't think I originally I was gonna put some flat rides inside of this park, but I think I changed my mind and I'm not gonna do any flat rides at all, simply because of the fact that I don't think the flat rides necessarily fit with this park at all. I tried to do the balloon ride. I thought that was gonna be really cute. I don't think it's gonna work. I can still try though if y'all want me to see if any of the flat rides will actually look good. But I was just gonna stick with all rides and destruction and all the craziness and stuff. So we have just above 5 minutes left, and there is also one last thing that I wanted to tell y'all about. So as you can see, I think that as we're getting closer to the end, I think I start working on the rocks and shrubbery more. I think I start working on that a whole lot more, and I also think that I start visualizing the actual like alleyway, water alleyway, because you can't go down there. But I wanted it to be like from afar it looks really long, but when you get there it like, oh well, you can't get there. I think I'm just gonna have to show y'all, because I keep talking about it every single episode and I still don't think y'all know what I'm talking about unless I just show you. So I'm probably gonna have to just do that. This building was coming together nice, although I would do window spam. That was kind of the point of the building, is just to do some more windows. and have it be a bit of a spam because I wanted it to be like a lot of windows on this particular one. The end one on the other side, that's like at the very end, like the edge one, like this one right here, also has a lot of windows. I wanted that to kind of be the point of the edge ones. And then the one in the middle, the very middle building, but it's like around the curve, but in the back, that one in the middle, that one's like kind of Windows spam, kind of not. But yeah, I do think that it's gonna be really, really good. It's gonna be really, really good. I'm really excited for y'all to see the rides, like, and that iconic waterfall and bridge. When that's gonna be built, like, I haven't even built it yet, but when that's gonna be built, man, I promise you, everyone is gonna be excited, including me. I it's gonna be quite a wild time, and I'm all here for it. I'm so excited. So here I am adding some extra details and stuff to the actual building. Some more windows. As you can see, I also put those little flower beds as like little mini flower beds under the windows. I put them on all the windows. I didn't think I was gonna put them at the top ones, but on the one on the tower, I didn't put it on the very, very top one because the top one and the bottom one are connected. So I'm trying to make the kind of like curved tower thing. It works. I like it, but like sometimes it doesn't, and so like you have to like do it over and over and over and over and over again, and like it's lucky annoying. But that one came out good the first try. I just had to do the little sub thing that I do with the spires. I don't know why I do it. It's some, like, I swear y'all, it's like they do that in real life, and I just don't know where. I literally do not know where. I'm gonna have to get that figured out. I'm currently building fences around the top of the thing. I actually don't know why I did that, put that up there, because the rest of those don't have those fences. To be fair, they actually have the other fences, and I genuinely thought that I was gonna put an interior inside of this building. For some reason, I don't know why, I couldn't give you an explanation, but I was like determined to put an interior inside of this building specifically, and I have no idea why. I think it was because it was so big. And I to make up for it, I put a little like sitting area on the side, like on the other side where the path is like extending outwards. I put a seating area there. Good Lord, I couldn't get it out of my mouth. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be very, very, very interesting to see next episode, and I very much think you're gonna all love it. I am actually loving the series so far. Like, I love it down. I'm currently working on the main street, so we'll have to see what that looks like soon. And then we'll go from there. And after the main street, it's gonna be the actual like main mountain area with the waterfall and the bridge. I think, or it could be something else. You never know. You're just gonna have to tune in every single week for a new episode. So I really am excited for this. I honestly think that this is gonna be like one of my best parks, and it's gonna be so sad when it's over, because like this was my first ever full park, and this is gonna be probably my last ever full park, because after this I don't think I'm gonna build another full park. I think I'm just gonna do specifically like small projects and stuff like that. So yeah, that's not sad though. Don't take that as like me quitting and stuff like that, because I'm not quitting at all. But this will be my last like full series and stuff like that, like all the things. So as you can see, I'm like trying to find ways to like spruce up the entrance a little bit. I actually didn't use these really. They were nice to look at, but I don't think they were actually nice to like place inside of the park. I don't think they really worked, so I don't think I used them. I didn't use them. But they were nice. I used that flower pot there. I used that one. I know I used that one. Um, oh, I also use that too, I guess. But yeah, I think that uh, I think that using blueprints is a hit or miss sometimes. These are all good pieces, but I don't think they necessarily work for this kind of park. But which is okay, perfectly okay. So I think that this about wraps up the episode. We are close to our end mark, so I did want to tell y'all that I hope you have a good day, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. This is the sequence that I was talking about earlier. This is it happens at night, where the star shines and stuff like that. So I'll let you finish watching that, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, guys. Bye bye.